friends. Welcome back to Science of Living and Non-Living Things. In the last lesson, we learned about plants being living things. Now, we're going to talk more about plants as our science develops. What we're going to look at today is what are the parts of a plant. So what I have here is I have a picture of a plant, and I put some different parts around the plant. So I'm going to give you clues, and I want you to decide out of these what part you think I'm talking about. Your first clue. This is the part of the plant that holds it into the ground. It soaks up water from the soil. Boys and girls, is that a seed, a stem, a leaf, or a root? If you guessed a root, you're correct. The root is the part of the plant that holds it in the ground. You plant the seed into the ground, but the roots come out of the bottom and anchor or hold that plant upright into the earth. Now, here's your next clue. This is the part of a plant that'll grow into a new plant. Is that seeds, stem, or leaf? If you guess seeds, you're correct. If you remember, the outer hard part of a seed is called the seed coat, protecting the inner part of the seed, which is the plant, the new plant. So if you look on my picture here, you have the seed, and then you have the roots growing down into the earth. Our next clue, this is the part of a plant that makes its food. Would that be the stem or the leaves? Good job, boys and girls. The leaves are what work with the sunlight and the nutrient to make a plant's food. The last part of the plant is the part that keeps it standing upright. It sends water and nutrients to different parts of the plant. It is the stem. Good job, boys and girls. Now, let's go one step further. This is the part of a plant that is beautiful. It attracts bees and other insects that help in pollination and making new plants. That's right, boys and girls, it's the flower. You guys did a great job identifying the parts of a flower. Now, this is a quick lesson. What I want you to do is get out your science workbooks. You are going to need some crayons and a pencil, and we're going to open to lesson 2. Pause the video if you need to now. Okay, boys and girls, what we're going to do in this lesson is we're going to label the parts of a plant, and then we are going to color them. So we're going to do a couple things. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at this top piece right here. Who remembers what this piece of the plant is called? Good job, boys and girls. That's the leaf. I want you to trace the word leaf on that writing line. Going careful to stay over the letters just like that. Good job. Now, my pencil lead broke, so y'all are going to have to listen to it sharpen for just a minute. Okay, let's see. Now, the next piece of the plant that we're going to look at is this piece right here. That is the flower. Good job, boys and girls. That is the flower. Remember, the flower is the pretty part that attracts insects and birds and bees so that it will help pollinate and make more flowers. Now, if you look at this arrow right here, it's pointing to this little thing inside the flower. Does anybody remember that is? It's covered by a hard coat, and it has a piece inside that makes new plants. You're right, boys and girls, that's the seed. Let's go ahead and write seed. Good job. Boys and girls, this tall piece right here that holds all the leaf actually delivers water and nutrients to other parts of the plant. It is the stem. Good job, boys and girls. We can't fool you. Let's trace the word stem. And last but not least, a very important part of the plant are these pieces right here that travel down into the earth, holding the plant upright in place and getting very valuable nutrients and water out of the soil. Does anybody remember this name? That's right, boys and girls, it's the roots. Awesome job. So now we've labeled the different parts of the plant. We're going to go ahead and answer the questions at the bottom of the page. So if you look at the box with the star, the question's going to ask us, do plants have arms and legs? Oh no, silly. Plants don't have arms and legs. They do have leaves and stems and roots and flowers. Let's look at the box with the flower. Do plants have roots and seeds? Yes, all plants have roots and seeds. Excellent job. Now is your time to get creative. You're going to get out your crayons and we're going to color this plant. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my yellow crayon and I'm going to color just the root portion of my plant yellow. And I'm going quickly. Feel free, take your time, pause the video anytime you need to, but I'm going to color the root system of this plant yellow. Excellent job. Next, I'm going to take my brown crayon and I am going to color the stem brown. Now, stems don't have to be brown, but I'm going to go ahead and do brown so you can see the difference between the stem and the leaf area of the plant. So we've got yellow roots and we've got brown stem. The next thing you're going to do is take your green and I want you to color the leaves of your plant green. Remember, boys and girls, the leaves of the plant is what makes the food for your plant. Good job. And so I'm not going to color all of mine, but feel free to color all of yours. And you can pause the video if you want to finish coloring all of those. Okay, so I'm just going to do a little bit more. Actually, maybe I'm going to go ahead and color this whole thing because it's looking pretty good, boys and girls. Remember, when you color, you guys are big boys and girls now. For the most part, you should be staying in the lines coloring so that you have a nice detailed coloring page right here to take a look at. What we're going to color is the flower of the plant. Now, I'm going to do pink. You guys can do purple or a pretty blue or red or whatever color you want, but I'm going to color the flower of my plants pink. The flower part, remember the flower is pretty, it's bright colored, it attracts insects and birds so that these creatures can help pollinate, move the seeds so that more plants can be made. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just draw some brown dirt here and I'm just going to lightly color underneath and around the roots so that you can see that the root system is underneath the ground. Great job on lesson 2 today, boys and girls. Have fun.